Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to talk about how we can set up the Jenkins project for our Apache ANT deployment. So in the previous lectures we have seen how we can deploy the code from one org to another org using Apache ANT, and this time we are going to take help from Jenkins to create a project and that does deployment as per our configurations. As per the previous lectures, we have developed our build file, our properties file, our XML files as well. So we are going to reuse those files for this video so that we can quickly use that files. Okay, and we don't need to reconfigure those files, build.xml and build.properties file as well. So you can see here on the left hand side, this is our Jenkins dashboards where I have created few of the projects, and we have already seen in the previous video how we can create the project. And this on the right hand side, this is basically the project which we are going to set up for the GitHub using Apache Ant. So let's quickly see what is the scenario which we are going to implement here. What we are going to do is we will develop a Jenkins job which will run in every 5 minutes. It will retrieve the data from one org and it will deploy to the production org, and it will also post the chatter notification if the build is successful or not. So you can see on the left hand side, again this is a build which I have tested, and this is the chatter notification which we have to post once the build is success or not. So let's quickly see this, how we can implement this without making any delay. The very first thing that you need to do is you need to restart your Jenkins. As we have installed the Jenkins using the war file, what you need to do is, let me quickly close this. You will go there, the location where you have downloaded your war file, then open the cmd and then again run the same command. This time it will not install, this will just run your Jenkins file. So we are going to run the command java-jar, then our var file, and then we need to give the port number which we have given earlier, which is localhost port number which is 9090. It will just take very few seconds to start your Jenkins file, and you will see your Jenkins is either fully up or running. So you see here we have got started initializations. It has listed all the plugins which we have downloaded in the previous video where we did the setup, and within a few seconds we'll see how we can basically we'll see that our Jenkins is fully up and running. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll just go to the browser, and what we'll have to do is we have to put localhost colon your port number whatever you have given, and it is going to take time to load because our Jenkins is still running. So you see here we've got listed all plugins, and it is just having all those basically it is trying to start our Jenkins. So you can see here Jenkins is fully up and running, and now if we go here, get back to our browser, I'll just going to refresh this again, and this time we'll be able to see the login screen. So remember in the setup video where we did the setup, we have set up a username, so we just need to provide that username over here and the password that you have given. So you need to make sure that you have given the password over here. So if your username and password are correct, it is going to take you to the Jenkins dashboards. If those are error, like there is some error in the username and password, you are going to get the error. So here you can see I have got few projects like Ant, we've got pipeline, and then we've got pipeline project and all. So what was the requirement? The requirement was to have a project which is going to work with the Ant setup and then retrieve the data and deploy the data, and then also post a chatter notification. So to post a chatter notification, we need to install a plugin. So for that you just need to go to manage Jenkins. Okay, and on the left hand side you will see this manage Jenkins buttons, and from here we are going to install the plugins which is for chatter. So you can see here we've got a option for manage plugins. Just click on that and it will take you to the plugin manager page. Here you have got updates, you've got available, so just click on that available and search for chatter. Okay, I've already installed this chatter, that's why I'm not able to see any plugin over here, but if I go to the installed plugins, I'll be able to see this chatter, and I'll show you this is the plugin which you need to install. So I'll just search for chatter. This is the chatter notifier plugin. So once you are in the available tab, you just need to search for this chatter notifier plugin and select that, and you will see the option for how you are going to see. I'll just show here. Let's suppose that you wanted to download this, just checkbox and then click on install without restart. If you say download now and restart it after, it will not work. So just do this and you no need to restart your Jenkins. Once you have done this setup, you have installed your plugin which is chatter notifier. We need to have the credentials of our Salesforce environment where we wanted to do a chatter post. So for that, again, you need to go to the manage Jenkins and then click on this manage credentials, and then you have to click on this Jenkins. Once you are here, click on this global credentials, and then you can just go here, select add credentials, select username and password, provide your username over here, provide the password. So in the Salesforce, you need to provide the username along with the security token. Suppose that my username is something like this. So you just need to provide the full username over here. You need to provide the password name, whatever your password have, and then suppose that you have some sort of security token, and then go ahead and click on save. I already have. I'll show you one. I'll just go here and you see this is my username which I have set up over here for my production environment. So I'll just go ahead and I will also log in into the production environment which we are using for the demo purpose. Now we have got this credential setup as well. The time is to create a GitHub repository which will be pointing in case of our project. So this is my GitHub repository. I have created Jenkins pipeline ANT repo. You have to go to your GitHub account. I believe you all have created. Then create a repository and upload your files. What files you need to upload? Go to your project, the project that you have done, and go to the file, go to the folder where we have worked at the time of ant deployment. So need to make sure you are uploading these build properties, build.file and unpackaged folder, because unpackaged folder is something which is containing our package.xml file in case of retrieve, and build.properties is something which is going to have our username and password, and build.xml is something where we are going to provide our all the ant targets. So make sure that you at least add these files. You see here I've got unpackaged, we have got build.properties, and I have got build.xml file as well. Okay, just take the reference of this repository, come back to our Jenkins. As we see how we can create that, so we will say that Apache and demo. We'll select freestyle project. We're going to work on the pipeline in the coming videos. Select the freestyle project. It is going to create a project for you where you can configure your complete project. So we'll just wait for this the screen to be come up, and then we'll configure that screen there. So you can see here, this is your general section where you can provide the description of whatever you want. This is a GitHub project. If yes, then have this checkbox, provide your URL. You can have here, you can say that Apache and project, whatever the name you wanted to have. You wanted to put your company name or project name, you can put that. Under the source code, we will select git, then repository URL, and this is a public URL. I don't need to select any credentials. If your repo is private, you just need to click on add Jenkins and then provide your credentials, your GitHub username. So suppose that I say that whatever my username is, and I'm going to say my password over here. That is not needed, but still I'm going to add that. And then for this credentials, you will see that I've got Salesforce prod, I've got my GitHub. Okay, I'm not going to select anyone for this. Select your branch. By default, if you create your GitHub, you will see the main branch, not master. So make sure that you provide main over here. If you have created, basically you can create a branch over here, then you can give the name. Let's say that I'm going to say the name as the name of our branch as a developer, and then click here. So now you can use your developer here. In here you can have your developer, whatever the branch you wanted to check out from your GitHub. Okay, and then for the triggers, what we had is we wanted to trigger this build every 5 minutes. So select build periodically, and there is a cron expression I'm going to use over here. You can see here it is hour, like every 5 minutes, and then we have got every hour, every day, every week, every year. So every single thing here. I have got here, you can see this is the schedule we have got. You can also have GitHub hook, we are going to talk about into the coming videos. And then what is a build environment? This time our build environment is ANT, so we'll select with ANT. Okay, what is our ANT? We'll select ANT home, Java home, the setup we did in the previous videos. Then what we are going to do is we are going to invoke an ANT. So let's select invoke ANT, select Java home again. What are the targets? So if you go to your file, the code file, and then open your build.xml file, you will notice that the target that we have is which is deploy, and this depends on retrieve, so we can only put deploy and it will automatically run the retrieve because that is dependent. Okay, if you go to the advanced section, you will see where is our build file. Okay, so we know our build file is there under master itself, or if you wanted to give the file to your location, to give the location, or if you wanted to give the location to your local repo, you can also give that as well. So as a security purpose, if you don't wanted to upload these files to your master branch or to your repository, you can remove these files. You don't need to upload. You can directly give the location of your local repository where you have got your build file and your properties file. And then we don't have any Java options, we don't need to. If you wanted to add any additional steps, like say we wanted to again post to chatter, this is coming from our chatter notifier plugin. Select that. It will ask you to credentials, so you need to select your Salesforce credentials. If you wanted to post under some user record, you can provide the user ID. You wanted to post under a specific record, you can provide the record ID, otherwise put it blank. And we'll say that this message is from Jenkins. This is the simple message that we wanted to put. So for the build, we have got two actions. One is it is going to invoke and it is going to post to chatter. Okay, then we have got post build actions. If you see here, what is going to happen after the builds happen, we can say we wanted to have chatter results. Again, this is the same thing coming from chatter notifier. When you wanted to send, you wanted to send chatter only failure, if you wanted to send chatter on recovery, or you can say tag suspects, or you can say publish enforce cover results. So whatever you wanted to have, you can select those. Okay, so I'm just going to select this, click on apply, and then click on save. Now what you have done is you have set up your ANT project. You put the triggers to trigger the project for every 5 minutes. Now if you are going to wait for 5 minutes, the build is going to run over here. You will see this, and I'm going to click on build now. Okay, as soon as I click on build now, you will see one build over here. Let's click here on the number of the build and we will see what is happening behind the scene. So to see that, click on console output. Okay, under console output you will see what actually is happening. So you will see it is going to clone your repository, whatever the URL you have given. It is going to tell you where exactly your project is on the local system. The reason it is taking local system, because Jenkins is always install your local system. There is no server for this. If you are using any server itself, even like AWS machines or Microsoft or Google machines, you will still be installing that inside your local machine. So we have got here, you can see it is targeting retrieve. Okay, it is taking the build file from our local system which we have given the location to. Our retrieve target has been successfully processed. Now we have got deploy. It is also trying to deploy. If you wanted to see this, you can go to your your production org, because if you remember, for the deploy we have given the target to our production environment. So you can just go to here, search for deployment status. Okay, and then you will find your deployment status under your deployment here. So we'll just go to the deployment status and you will see this is the one which is for 18. Okay, if you go here, view details, you will be able to see that. If there is any error, we'll see the error as well. Get back here, you see here deploy is successful, build is successful, and post it to chatter with the body. This message is from Jenkins at record ID, we haven't given it. Okay, now if we wanted to see the chatter notification, so how we'll see that? Go to your Salesforce org. For the org, like you need to open that org where you were logged in. Okay, sorry, not logged in, you have given the access credentials inside your Jenkins managed credentials, right? So you will see here build Apache Ant demo 1 is success. This is the project name, this is the number one build, and it is success. This is the URL. Okay, if you click here you will go to the URL, go to this user, and it is going to take you to the build URL if you are logged in. Okay, this is the message from Jenkins which we put for the action of our build, the triggers of our build. So that is how you do a notification. Now if you go to the project, there are few things that you wanted to see. The number two is we haven't triggered the build, but build is triggering as part of our triggering mechanism which we have given. Now if you wanted to see the GitHub, it is going to click on the GitHub, it is going to take you to the project. Okay, you will see all your project over here. And then if you wanted to see the workspace, you just click on this workspace, you will see this is the workspace which is inside your Salesforce. Okay, inside your Salesforce system, not Salesforce, inside your local machine basically. If you wanted to see the changes, you see there are no changes. If you wanted to see status, you will see all the status. Again, go to the workspace, you will see all these workspace are here. So basically this is how you configure a Apache Ant project. Okay, one thing that I would like to tell you here is, as this is an Apache Ant project, you can have everything inside your local machine. If you don't want to give this URL to your project, which is GitHub project, that will also work. How it is going to work? Just remove this GitHub project. Okay, we haven't any GitHub project. Yeah, we have this Git. Okay, because this is our source control. If you wanted to say none, we can say none, and then we say periodically every 5 minutes. Everything else is pointing to our local machine. So we can just go ahead, apply, save it, and you will see here there is two. Let me quickly again run this to see the number 3 build.